Hi, this is Mallikarjun, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering, GMRP Utnur. In the previous two videos, I have been continuously discussing the same topic, that is iron carbon equilibrium diagram. So in the previous two topics, we have discussed about the various phases and the three isothermal reactions and the different phases present. And in this video, we will see the microstructure. We'll be discussing about the microstructures. So before going to the microstructures, let us recall the previous videos. So the diagram, so the maximum solid solubility of carbon in BCC delta iron is 0.10% at point M, that what we have discussed in the previous video, while in FCC the solubility is much greater. How much? Any guesses? That is the maximum solid solubility of carbon in gamma iron is 2.11% to the max. So the presence of carbon influences the change from delta phase to gamma change. As a carbon is added to iron, the temperature of the allotropic change increases from 1401 degrees centigrade to 93 degrees centigrade at 0.1%. So on cooling the portion Nm, represents the beginning of the crystal structure change from BCC delta iron to FCC gamma iron for alloys containing less than 0.1% carbon. An alloy containing more than 0.5% carbon will solidify to austenite directly bypassing the delta region. So this we didn't discuss in the previous, because we have discussed various phases. So alloys containing more than 0.5% carbons, in the previous videos we have approached from bottom to up. Now in this video we are our approach is from top to bottom. So any alloys containing more than 0.5% carbon will solidify to austenite directly bypassing the delta region. So the diagram shows eutectic reaction at 1130 degrees centigrade. The eutectic point at E is at 4.3% carbon. Since the horizontal line CED represents the eutectic reaction, whenever an alloy crosses this line, the reaction must take place. Any liquid that crosses this line must now solidify into the very fine mixture of two phases at either end of the horizontal lines, namely austenite and iron carbide, that is cementite. So we know that the middle horizontal line is at 1130 degrees centigrade. So whenever an alloy crosses the line, the reaction must take place. What reaction is that? That reaction is eutectic reaction. So in eutectic reaction, what is the eutectic reaction? A liquid upon cooling gives two solids is called as eutectic reaction. So here in our case, molten iron on cooling at 1130 degrees centigrade, it is giving austenite and ledburite, uh, and the other side it is cementite and ledburite. So exactly at 4.3% it is ledburite. So ledburite is the combination of the alternate layers, the alternate lamellar layers of austenite and cementite is called as ledburite. So on the left hand side what we have is ledburite plus austenite. On the right hand side what we have is austenite, ledburite plus cementite. So any liquid that crosses this line must now solidify into very fine mixture of two phases at either end of the horizontal line, that is the eutectic mixture. So the equation can be written as liquid on cooling, in our case molten iron, on cooling gives austenite plus cementite. Here on heating, cementite plus austenite should give molten iron, that is liquid. So critical temperatures point A3 is the temperature below which ferrite starts to form as a result of ejection from austenite as a result of ejection from austenite in the hypoeutectoid steels. So what is getting ejected here? Carbon. Carbon gets ejected in the hypoeutectoid alloys. And in the upper critical temperature line, that is ACM. Another critical temperature line is ACM. It is the temperature below which the cementite starts to form as a result of ejection from austenite in the hypereutectoid steels. So on the A3 line, by the ejection of carbon from austenite, in ferrite is formed. Ferrite is formed by ejecting carbon from austenite. So when carbon is ejected from austenite, it converts into BCC ferrite. And on the ACM side, as the carbon is getting ejected from the austenite, then cementite is formed. This is very important. Ferrite is formed by the ejection of carbon from austenite in hypoeutectoid steels, and cementite is formed by the ejection of carbon from austenite in hypereutectoid steels or alloy steels. So the lower critical temperature point, or A1, that is the isothermal line, that is the temperature of the austenite to perlite eutectoid transformation. So below this temperature austenite does not exist. So because austenite only forms if it is pure iron, then only after 910 degrees centigrade, and if it is 0.8% carbon, only after 723 degrees centigrade. So A2 is the temperature at which below ferrite is ferromagnetic. So we know what is alpha iron, that is ferrite, BCC structure. You can also see here. So perlite and ferrite is formed in this region. Perlite and cementite is formed in this region on the hypoeutectoid steels. Okay, now after the next slide. So below the eutectide line, every alloy will consist of a mixture of ferrite and cementite. On basis of carbon content, it is common practice to divide the iron carbon diagram into two parts that we have discussed. Those alloys containing less than 2% carbon are known as steels. Those alloys containing more than 2% carbons are known as cast irons. The steel range is further subdivided by 0.8% carbon 0.8% carbon content, that is eutectide carbon content. So steels containing less than 0.8% carbon are called as hypoeutectoid steels. Steels containing carbon percentage between 0.8 and 2% are called as hypereutectoid steels. The cast irons are also be subdivided by uh, eutectic point, that is 4.3% eutectic carbon content. The cast irons containing carbon percentage between 2 and 4.3 are called as hypoeutectic cast irons. The cast irons containing carbon percentage between 4.3 and 6.67 or more are called as hypereutectic cast irons. So we know that at 910 degrees centigrade represents the change in the crystal structure of pure iron from FCC gamma iron to BCC alpha iron. So this area is a solid solution of small amount of carbon dissolved in BCC alpha iron is called ferrite. The third isothermal line is at 723 degrees centigrade, that is at which the eutectoid reaction takes place. At 0.8% carbon, eutectoid reactions takes place. So any austenite present will now transform into very fine mixture of ferrite and cementite called perlite. The equation may be written as austenite on cooling gives ferrite plus cementite. So that is called as the eutectoid reaction. Any austenite present will now transform into very fine mixture of ferrite, and that is nothing but the alternate layers of ferrite and cementite is called as perlite. So now, during slow cooling of an iron carbon alloy, perlite forms by a eutectide reaction as austenite cools below 723 degrees centigrade, called as eutectoid temperature. Perlite is a mixture occurring in many common grades of steels. The eutectoid composition of austenite is approximately 0.8% carbon. Steel with less carbon content will contain a corresponding proportion of relatively pure ferrite crystallites that do not participate in the eutectoid reaction and cannot transform into perlite. So this is very important point. The steels with less carbon content, that is in hypoeutectoid steels, will contain a corresponding proportion of relatively pure ferrite crystal, that is ferrite plus perlite. And likewise steels with higher carbon content will form cementite before reaching the eutectoid point, and the proportion of ferrite and cementite forming below the eutectoid point can be calculated from the iron carbide phase diagram using the lever rule. So in practice only hypoeutectoid alloys are used. These alloys carbon content from 2.06 to 4.3% are called cast irons. When temperature of any alloy from this range reaches to 1140 degrees centigrade, it contains primary austenite crystals and some amount of the liquid phase. The latter decomposes by eutectic mechanism to a fine mixture of austenite and cementite called lead burite. All iron carbon alloys experience eutectoid transformation at 723 degrees centigrade called as eutectoid concentration of carbon, and it reaches when the temperature of an alloy reaches 733, austenite transform to perlite. So the following phases are involved in the transformation. So now I think so liquid means liquid solution of carbon in iron. Alpha delta ferrite is nothing but solid solution of carbon in iron at elevated temperatures. So the maximum concentration of carbon in delta ferrite is 0.01% at 1493 degrees centigrade, or it can be approximately 0.1%. So this we have discussed, and in this video you can clearly see the phases present in each and every area of this iron carbon diagram, that is delta iron, gamma iron, uh, alpha iron, and perlite plus ferrite, perlite plus cementite at eutectide and hypereutectide steels, cementite plus perlite plus transformed leadburite, and at 14 1147 degrees centigrade you can see the eutectic reaction. So now I'll show you the microstructures. We have discussed all these phases, and now we will see the microstructure of alpha iron, that is alpha ferrite. The white portion is called as ferrite, that is the solid solution of carbon in alpha iron, which has a BCC crystal structure, and the solubility of carbon is up to 0.025% at 723 degrees centigrades. So this is the microstructure of iron, alpha iron. So you can see the grain boundaries, perlite in the dark region, and a light portion is called as the alpha iron. So now austenite, you can see the difference between the austenite and the ferrite grain structure. Austenite has FCC crystal structure. Austenite does not exist below 723 degrees centigrade, and maximum carbon concentration at this temperature is 0.8% carbon. At this temperature, if iron contains 0.8% carbon, then at 723 degrees centigrade, BCC alpha iron will transform to gamma FCC iron, that is austenite, from ferrite to austenite. So the phase compositions of the iron carbon alloys at the room temperature: hypoeutectoid steels we discussed, eutectoid steels we discussed. Hypoeutectoid steels means those steels having carbon content less than 0.8%, that is for sure, and the phases present are ferrite plus ferrite and perlite. And eutectoid steels, it entirely consists of perlite, 100% perlite we will have it eutectoid steel. And hypereutectoid steels, we have perlite plus cementite, that is the irons containing carbon content from 0.8 to 2% carbon comes under hyper-eutectoid steels, and the phases present at room temperature are perlite plus cementite. So cast irons 2.06 to 4.3% irons are called as hypoeutectic cast irons. So carbon content from 2 to 4.3 consists of pro-eutectoid cementate ejected from austenite according to the ACM curve, and perlite and transformed leadburite is transformed to perlite. Leadburite is transformed to perlite. Lead. And cementite iron carbide intermetallic compound having fixed composition Fe3C. Cementite is a hard and brittle substance influencing on the properties of steels and cast irons. Phase compositions of the iron carbon alloy at room temperature. Hypoeutectoid steels are, this we have discussed. So these are the various points that we need to discuss. So based on the microstructure, so this is exactly how the iron carbon diagram looks. Actually it is to be strictly speaking 1147 degrees centigrade. In some books it may be written as 1143 degrees centigrade. So iron carbon equilibrium diagram concerns the transformations that occur in alloys having compositions from pure iron to cementite, that is 6.6% carbon. So from the melting point 1539 degrees centigrade on the diagram is the melting point of pure iron, is the melting point of and around 1500 degrees centigrade of 1550 degrees centigrade will be taken as the melting point of iron carbide. So points at 910 degrees centigrade and 1401 degrees centigrade will show the allotropic transformations of alpha iron into gamma iron at 910 degrees centigrade, and from gamma iron to delta iron at 1401 degrees centigrade. To simplify further study of the iron carbon diagram, we shall ignore the top part of the diagram, and then we will be discussing this other portion of the diagram, that is austenite region and ferrite region, and at the room temperature perlite plus ferrite region, and that is hypoeutectoid steel region and hypereutectoid steel region. So in the heat treatment we A2 line, A3 line and ACM line. So what is A1 line? A1 line is the A1 line is the first, or when we go from the bottom it is the first horizontal line, isothermal line at which Eutector reaction takes place. And the A2 line is at 770 degrees centigrade. A3 line is the line that is from 0.8% carbon to line passing towards 0 at 910 degrees centigrade is the A3 line. And this A3 line is very important in heat treatment. So whenever we need to do annealing or hardening, it is very important to change the grain phase transformation from perlite plus ferrite to austenite, and then it is suddenly, if it is suddenly cooled, then cooled into or quenched into water or any oil which is maintained at particular temperature, then it is called as hardening process. And if it is cooled in still air, is called as normalizing process. And if it is cooled in the furnace itself, then it is called as annealing process. So we discussed we discussed uh, that the mechanical properties depends upon two factors. One is the grain size, and the other one is the phases present in the grains. So with the same grain size, we can also change with the same phase percentage of the phases present in the grains, we can change the mechanical properties. The third factor that can change the mechanical property is the heat treatment process. First one is grain size. Ultimately, grain size, because grain size can be altered by heat treatment process. So therefore, heat treatment process is one of the other factor which can change the mechanical properties. We can change a ductile material to a brittle metal, or a brittle metal to a ductile metal, using heat treatment technique. So therefore, the mechanical properties can also be changed by heat treatment process. By heat treating, we can change the phases present in the grains and the grain size. So this is the main idea behind the heat treatment. So how we do that, we will be discussing in the other separate video session in heat treatment process. So that is the one other factor that we are discussing in this video. So in this in iron carbon equilibrium diagram, the alloy begins to solidify when they reach a temperature corresponding to the line, that is the top line is liquidus. So the metal will get solidify when it reaches the liquidus line. Liquidus line is the top line, top green line from 1539 degrees centigrade to the eutectic point, that is 4.3% carbon eutectic point, and then again 1550, approximately 1550 at the right vertical line. So the complete solidification corresponds to the solidus temperature. Austenite is precipitated from the liquid alloy along with the liquidus line. A carbon content, that liquidus line is around that 4.3% carbon content line, and austenite and cement are simultaneously precipitated. from the liquid alloy to form eutectic called lead-burite. So all alloys containing more than 2% carbon and completely solidifying at 1130 degrees centigrade. From the eutectic line. So cast iron containing 3% carbon begins to solidify at temperature less than the eutectic uh, reaction. So while that of the liquid phase varies with the liquidus, uh, that means cast iron is divided into two groups, that is hypoeutectic cast iron and hypereutectic cast iron. So in hypoeutectic cast iron what we have is austenite plus cementite plus lead burite. So now here whatever lead burite is present, that lead burite remains as it is, but whatever liquid present in this region, that is in the hypoeutectic region, that liquid will convert into austenite plus cementite. Now after it enters into the room temperature, cementite remains as it is and whatever austenite present in it will convert into perlite. Now the final structure will be perlite plus cementite plus lead burite. Here in this other side, whatever cementite is present, that cementite is unchanged, and whatever lead burite is present, that lead burite will get converted into that, it will remain as it is, and cementite is, you will be having more cementite which will give the metal high brittleness. So this is what exactly uh, cast iron's microstructure will be. So the cast iron in this iron carbon diagram for any heat treatment processes of steels, the portion from 0% to 2% carbon content portion is very important till 1147 degrees centigrade, that is till the end of the ACM line. So for hypoeutectic steels in the heat treatment process, we will cool up to above minimum 50 degrees centigrade above the A3 line, or minimum 50 degrees above the ACM line for hypoeutectic steels in annealing. So all these things we will be discussing in the other video session in heat treatment process. So in the upper critical temperature is the temperature below which these are the three very important other after the A3 line and ACM line, the other important uh, points that are to be remembered are the lower critical temperature. that is A1 at 723 degrees centigrade, where eutectite reaction takes place. So this is very important in doing recrystallization or in Mar tempering, Aus tempering or tempering. This is very important for steels, and the upper critical temperature and the middle eutectic point is for cast irons. So usually cast irons are heat treated at more than 1200 degrees centigrades. So these are the points to be remembered. And coming to this portion, there is no much significance in this because we do not carry any kind of operation, treatment operations or anything, and we do not at these temperatures we don't even analyze the microstructures, because these area we do not experience in 90% of the engineering applications. This is only applicable where high temperatures prevails. Engineering in engineering applications where the temperatures are more than 1200 degrees centigrade. So wherever there is a uh, chance of increasing temperature more than 1200 degrees centigrade, then the microstructure changes to delta iron, and that delta iron is again BCC. So from austenite phase to delta iron phase, it still becomes stronger than austenite, because austenite is more ductile than delta iron. The reason behind this is austenite is FCC, delta iron is BCC. So in FCC we have more number of slip planes when compared to BCC. So more number of slip planes, that means more ductility. Therefore this is not of much importance. The only area what we are more concerned in heat treatment or any engineering applications are this area, only this area, this, exactly this area, that is A3 line, ACM line, and the lower critical temperature line. So in the future video classes we will be discussing more about ACM line for hypereutectoid steels, A3 line for hypoeutectoid steels. Therefore this area will be of more focused for even research work. Entire industry, entire engineering applications are based on this portion of the diagram, because steels seldom exceeds carbon content more than 0.8%. The reason behind this is steels containing carbon content more than 0.8 or more than 0.6% carbon are high speed tool steels. That too, high speed tool steels mostly contains not more than 0.8% carbon. Rare cases carbon content exceeds to 2% in some special cases. Other than 2% carbon is not at all used in any engineering application. More carbon content leads to the formation of cementite, and cementite is a very brittle compound, very hard and brittle. So wherever there is a hardness is required, then carbon content is increased. Otherwise carbon content is not at all advisable in any engineering applications. Carbon content below 0.8% are very much used in any engineering application. In fact, the steels are classified into two groups: plain carbon steels and alloy carbon steels. And again, plain carbon steels are further classified into three groups, that is low carbon steels, medium carbon steels, and high carbon steels. So carbon content less than 0.15% are called as low carbon steels, and from 0.15 to 3% are called mild steels. Sorry, 0.15% are mild steels and 0.3% carbon are low carbon steels, and from 0.3 to 0.5 or 0.6 are called as medium carbon steels, and from 0.6 to 2% are called as high carbon steels. So high carbon steels are only used in high speed tool steels, that is in cutting tools we use high carbon steels where hardness is very much required. Otherwise, on almost all engineering applications we use uh, medium carbon steels or low carbon steels in any engineering application. So therefore, all medium carbon steels and low carbon steels are hypoeutectoid steels, and hypoeutectoid steels, for the heat treatment process we use E3 line for any heat treatment process, for example annealing, or for normalizing, or for hardening. So all these processes we will be discussing in the heat treatment unit. So one thing we should remember is carbon steels containing carbon percent less than 0.8% are called as hypoeutectoid steels, and the phases present and hypoeutectoid steels, the phases present in the hypoeutectoid steels at room temperature are ferrite plus perlite. So this is very important to remember. And the phases present in the hypoeutectoid steels at room temperature are perlite plus cementite. So hypoeutectoid steels are softer than the hypereutectoid steels. The reason behind this is, in hypereutectoid steels there is a intercompound phase called as cementite. So because of the presence of cementite, hypereutectoid steels are more stronger and harder than the hypoeutectoid steels. So this we need to remember. So finally, before winding up this uh, unit, topic, let us once again recall all the points. From room temperature to 723 degrees centigrade, there is no, the line that is formed is the solid solubility of carbon in alpha iron, that is ferrite, and further increase in the temperature will reduce the solubility of carbon in iron to 0 at 910 degrees centigrade, and only again then after 1401 degrees centigrade, then again to the maximum 0.1% carbon solubility will be increased, and again further increase it to 1539 degrees centigrade. It slowly reduces to 0 and the iron melts into molten iron. And the phases present are the left side portion is alpha iron, that is BCC crystal structure, and gamma iron, that is FCC crystal structure, and delta iron, that is again BCC crystal structure. So based on these three phases, all the other phases are formed, that is delta iron plus liquid is on the top, and gamma iron plus liquid at the hypereutectic cast iron region, and liquid plus cementite at the hypereutectic cast iron region. So these are the only phases present, and the eutectic at 0.8% carbon eutectoid reaction, at 0.4 at 4.3% carbon it is eutectic reaction, and at 0.18 it is pertectic reaction. So these are the only points that are to be remembered very thoroughly, so that based on this we can calculate the percentages of the phases present, and then finally we can understand the final product and the mechanical properties of the uh, steel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.